finally made it to another Saturday. Hopefully everyone is doing really well. I forgot to light my incense, so I'm going to do that. I'm lighting my Tibetan rope incense that I got that has quickly become my favorite incense ever. It's like sweet and spiritual, and I totally love it. Hi, how are you, Bella? Nice you could join us. All right, I'm only going to light this if I can. Oh, I had it almost. Damn it. Oh, wait, I got another lighter. Okay. So hopefully everyone's been good. I'm sorry it's taken me so long to get back to our tarot study here. I'm really good. We went down to Virginia the first week to see the boys, and we brought one of the boys back. And he's living with us, so if you hear somebody in the background, they're in their room there, him and his girlfriend, Kaylin. So, that's better. Whew. I hope everyone's doing really good this weekend. I really missed everyone. If you've seen any of my other videos, I haven't really been on a whole lot because we had a whole lot of stuff going on at work. We had a new computer system going in, so everything was a little nuts. But hopefully we can get back to our tarot study a little bit, and because I'm really enjoying the study, and I'm really excited to keep going. I will say that I cannot find my notebook with all my notes in it. So I did this whole study, and I swear it was up here, and I can't find it. So I brought some of the books with me that I know have a lot of really good information, and I did study the card. Tonight we're going to do the Seven of Wands. But I brought the books as kind of a cheat because they're all really good, and that way we can kind of look stuff up together and see what we can see. I have so enjoyed the tarot study so far, and I hope everyone's enjoying it. I plan on keeping going, I think, after this, because the wands was my weakest suit, definitely. But I think if we're all getting a lot out of it, I might keep going. So hopefully everyone's having a really good weekend. I know my weekend has been really good. I kind of, really good. I kind of haven't done much of anything today. I really sat home, and my husband and I binged watch Big Little Lies. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's on HBO, and it is great. Actually, last night we went to go see A Wrinkle in Time, which was incredible. And then today I sat in my pajamas most of the day and watched Big Little Lies. And I made up a homemade conditioner for my hair, which is why it still looks wet. Because it has, since the perm, I don't know if you know, but the perm's like, whew, suck the moisture right out of your hair. So anyways, enough about my weirdo thing. Yes, I've been in a crystal show, spent way too much money. Oh yes, I loved it. I actually purposely stayed away. They had another psychic fair this weekend, and I was like, okay, I cannot spend any more for a little while. I still have a couple of the decks that I had ordered coming in, and that will be plenty. I do not need to spend any more money. So I'm purposely staying away. Next weekend, I'm excited because it's our city that's close by. I'm in a suburb. Rochester City Library has their big book sale. So, $1,500. Oh, Bella. I shouldn't say it like that. I don't know. I purposely didn't look and see how much I spent in the long run. It's probably about the same. So I'm with you, sister. Don't worry. We're all in this together. Kind of glad we don't have the shows near me. No temptation, no spend. Well, that's true, Dory. Yep. Although online sometimes is just as much of a temptation, especially when we have all these videos to enable each other. I don't know about you guys, but every time, hi Johnny, glad you could join us. Every time I see a video of a deck I really like, I'm still watching the video, and I'm looking up how much the deck is, and can I get it right now, or do I have to wait, and how much do I want it, where does it go on my wish list? And so I'm terrible. We're all enablers to each other. Some super beautiful pieces. Oh, that's awesome. I love, love, love my crystals too. So I'm with you. I totally hear you. It's just the way it is. All right, so we are going to do the Seven of Wands study tonight, which, as you know, when I go to study, yeah, let's not talk about decks. Let's not. I have been so bad. So this is the Rider-Waite-Smith, just the regular old Rider-Waite-Smith card. I have to say, when I began studying this, isn't it funny how incense goes right up your nose when you're suddenly on camera? All right, hold on. I want to move this to the other side of the table here. Okay. When I started studying, whoops, let's try that again, the right way up. The Seven of Wands card, I found out a lot about it that I did not realize. And I don't know if I feel like I had studied the cards before, but there's a lot of things that I did not see. And every time I study the cards, I see something new that I'm like, what? I'm looking for the Wiccan Tarot, bought it, but they canceled my order. Oh, that stinks. Stinks, stinks, stinks. I still have, by the way, the Celtic Tarot, which is brand new, still in the package if anyone wants to trade. I just am hanging on to it till the universe pulls up something that I'm supposed to trade for. So let me know. So the one thing that I have to say I did not realize in this version of the Seven of Wands is that this young man here is like a giant. So if you look at the surroundings that are behind him, the hills and stuff look like little mounds, and that was on purpose. That was done so that he looks like, what is it? Gulliver's Island, where the people of Lilliput bring Gulliver, and then they turn against him and all that. Well, of course, you know that the giant is going to win, but he is being challenged here. All these other wands have challenged him, and so he's going to have to defend his ground, defend what he's doing. So that, to me, was a big clue. Like, okay, hopefully when this comes up again, I can go, oh, yeah, it's the giant card. So all of these wands that are pointing at him are making him defend his position. So I always start in these studies with The Ultimate Guide to Tarot, Liz Dean's book, because she does it by the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. And you know what? There's a book that I can't find, My Secrets to the Rider-Waite deck. I wonder if my notes are with that, but I'm going to try to, never mind. But it does, so this has everything about the Rider-Waite deck that you would want to know as far as the symbolism and, what it looks like, what the, astrological associations are. So it starts with the astrological association is Mars and Leo. So that's right there is a clue. If you know the astrological association, then Mars and Leo, the Leo is the strength. So again, we know right away he's coming from a point of strength. The scale in this card is curious. So this is where I start. This is what I was talking about. A singular young man dwarfs the landscape at his feet. He's giant-sized. Towering over the small land of hills and the river below, the youth of this Seven of Wands is certainly out of place, for sure. With both hands on the wand, he uses everything in his power to defend his position. Due to his size, he sees the bigger picture. So I really felt like that was a clue too. So if you think about this giant looking at the people of Lilliput, with their torches and coming after him, and what he can see is the entire landscape. And obviously these people are going to lose. He might have a challenge if there's a whole, 100 Lilliputans, whatever. He might have a challenge on his hands, but he knows he's going to win. So, and he can see the entire landscape and go, okay, so if I need to win, I can use the river next to us. I know that back there is some of their houses, so maybe if I threaten their houses, they'll, be able to back off and realize that I'm not here to hurt them. He has great ideas, symbolized by the 5 buds on his wand, compared to the groups of 2 and 3 buds on each of the wands who challenge him. So if you count the number of buds on his wand, he's got 5. And all the other challenger buds here, the challenger wands, have only 2 and 3 buds on them. So he has the greater ideas. He's got what it takes to win this battle, no matter what. His effort is all for good purpose. He's dressed in green, the color of nature. So he's got Mother Gaia on his side. His hose, his pantyhose here, is orange, the color of his suit. So, you know, we know that wands is fire. Red, oranges are the symbol of the fire. He's very sure of his territory, standing astride a river. His position and intentions are clear. 6 other wands rise up towards him, but he is ready for the challenge. And sorry guys, my hair's driving me nuts, so I'm just gonna, I brought this on purpose because it drives me nuts when it gets in my face. So hopefully this will keep it out of my face. And then we can continue. Okay. I look like a sumo wrestler. Anyways, all right. So, again, the card's astrological association is Mars in Leo, which we said before. Brings together the warlike planet Mars. So, again, Mars begins with the warlike planet and the exuberant Leo, creating an unstoppable force. Leo the lion, which also is in the card of strength. One of the ancestor cards of the 7 of Wands. All right, so the upright meaning is the 7 of Wands reveals obstacles in your path, but you are going to keep going and you will be victorious. You're going to overcome all these obstacles. I'm sorry. I am really getting sick of our internet. As a matter of fact, I turned it off of our internet, so now it's like my phone is screwing up because this should not happen. So I apologize. Hopefully you all find your way back on. I'm so annoyed. I don't know where it left off, so I will try to pay more attention. I don't know if it seems to be happening to a lot of people though, so I don't know if it's YouTube or what, because I know Simon's been having a hard time too. So I apologize, guys. I wish, I'm going to have to search and see if there's anything else we can do so that we don't get cut off all the time. It's ridiculous. We've only been on for 13 minutes, for goodness sake. Annoyance, frustration. Okay, so the upright meanings. Hopefully some of you are back with us. I'm so sorry. It's so annoying to me. The upright meaning is you're going to have challenges. There are some things or people or both that are going to be challenging you, but you don't have to worry about it because you are going to overcome this. That's right, obstacles, but you are unstoppable. You are not going to lose this. You know what you're doing. You have all your ducks in a row. You don't have to worry. It's your game. Now, does that mean you don't have to prepare? No, if this challenge hasn't happened yet. Did I really just close the book and not put... Oh, no, I did. Whew. If this challenge hasn't happened yet, then make sure you prepare. But you've got what it takes. You are going to win this challenge. Also, there's an important aspect here that whatever cause you're fighting for is the noble cause. It's a noble aspect. It comes up in a reading to show you may be defending others, not just your own interests. So for us Libras, it's justice is very important. So we want to make sure that we are on the right side. But when you're on the right side, damn it, you know you got it. If this card comes up, you're doing it. Morality is important to you now, so the 7 of Wands shows you may become the spokesperson for the group, such as a committee or a jury. The task isn't an easy one, but you will persist. So in relationships, if the reading is about relationships, there's hurdles. You may need to fight for love, but it's going to work out. It's only temporary. Keep on trucking, and you're going to get there. So that gives us the basic meanings of it. So I always start with that one. Always. From that one, usually I save Holistic Tarot for the last, because that really gives me a lot of insights about after I kind of already know what the card means. So I'm going to jump to Modern Tarot. This is the book that, to me, I love this book. It really talks about the tarot in terms of, like, if you're talking to your girlfriend. It's like, this is the way it is. So I like this book for that. So when the Seven of Wands comes up, you're probably having to defend your position. Whether it's a role that someone's trying to knock you out of, or belief that you need to stand up for, regardless of how contested it might be. The card shows a person who literally has scored the high ground. This can mean that you've either clawed your way to the top of your field, or that your beliefs have inflamed the townspeople and now they're coming after you with pitchforks. And that's possible. We all have felt that place where you kind of feel like you're fighting on your own, but you know you're right, so you just keep on going. You're all right. Both the defensive posture and the aggressive stance of the individual are fully warranted. This is a fight that you did not ask for, but you'll be damned if you're going to lose it. It is also noteworthy that while fully engaged, the figure doesn't seem particularly scared. Bring it the fuck on. Come on. We'll do this thing. It's okay, because you know you're in the right. The Seven of Wands all but guarantees that you will remain on top. Whoever is competing with you will fail. Whoever is spreading gossip will get their comeuppance. Whoever is debating you will be seen as feeble. So I like that one too. Because as a Libran, I tend to argue my point, if I know I'm right, till the death sometimes. And it is very satisfying when you do that. And it turns out well. You have a Rider-Waite tarot deck. Yay, Johnny. I have to say, for me anyways, I know that is the easiest deck to start with, because all of the symbolism in the Rider-Waite deck comes together so well, and it is just right on. So, and then I have to say too, probably 80 to 90% of the decks out there are based off the Rider-Waite. So once you learn the Rider-Waite system, the rest of them are much easier. Even if you have to tweak a little here to tweak a little there, you have most of it. So, here we go. Your strength and perseverance combined with your hard-won skill in the area under attack has imbued you with confidence, and this unstoppable combo will keep you king of the hill. It is worth mentioning that if you are part of a group attacking or intervening with a particular individual, it's probably not going to go the way you hope. So the other meaning of this deck, which I have to say is really an intuition thing. I'm getting that more, the more readings that I do, the more it's an intuition thing. These kind of alternate meanings that they throw out there once in a while, which this alternate meaning is, you might be a bully. So you really have to feel out the person that you're reading to see, is this someone that I feel like he needs to be shown this message in the opposite direction. You know what I mean? So I would say for most people, when you pull this card, you're saying, yep, you're in the right, you're going to be victorious, you're right there. If that doesn't really make sense, then, you know, it's possible that they are on the wrong side of this and they need to be shown this card so that they realize if you're not in the right, you're going to lose. You're not doing the right thing right now. You're not standing up for the little guy. If you're the bully, you're going to end up on the wrong side. So that's a possibility that we have to be mindful of. You know, intuition-wise, we should keep that in the back of our head in case that's the message that our querent really needs to hear. If that person is an enviable person, they've earned it. If they've behaved badly, matching them with rumor mongering will backfire. If their beliefs are terrible, it is their right, sadly, to have them. One day during the 2016 presidential election, how funny. All right, I have not read this yet. I saw Donald Trump's sign on the front lawn of a very fancy home in my neighborhood. It took all the maturity in my body not to rip it from the grass. Oh, I have had that feeling, especially during that election. Hi, Groon. I'm so glad you could join us. She's not very far from me. I just learned that last week, I think. There was so many signs right before the election for Trump, and it just killed me. I didn't do it, but oh wait, maybe I did do it once. I think I might have taken one, but I didn't say that. Anywho, it took all the maturity in my body not to rip it from the grass. Leaving the sign alone felt bad, but it was the right thing to do. The Seven of Wands wants you to do the right thing. Also, for some reason, the figure under attack is wearing 2 different shoes. Truly, don't know what to make of that one. Okay, so I don't know what deck she took this from, but her deck is wearing 2 different shoes. So, that other position there you have to keep in the back of your head in case that's the position you really need to be aware of and, let the querent know. Okay, and we're going to finish with the Holistic Tarot. This book has so many insights that I always kind of save it for last because usually it hits me with something that I'm like, oh, I totally get this now. This card is very clear to me. Okay, Benabel Wen, she's just awesome, so... okay, he holds his wand in a defensive fighting position. The remaining 6 wands are pointed at him, hostile. His expression is fierce, one of a man ready for battle. He seems to be backed into a ledge. So, again, here we are, our 7 of Wands. He kind of does look like he's at the edge here. Yet his stance is staunch, steady, and stable. The sky behind him is blue, symbolizing his clarity of consciousness and conscience. So his conscience is clear. He is on the right side. He is going to be victorious. I don't care if there is this ledge behind him. He knows what he's doing. Strong will, defiance. The seeker is in a position of resistance. The seeker is fierce and fearless with the ability to hold and stand his or her ground against multiple adversaries. However, the seeker feels backed into a corner. Okay, so even though we are going to be victorious, that doesn't mean we don't feel like, Jesus, why is everyone coming after me all of a sudden? How come I'm being picked on? What is it that I'm supposed to be doing that I'm not doing right? But if we know that we are in the right, we have to be defiant. We have to stand up. We have to stand up and fight for what we know to be correct. There could be hostilities in the work environment where the seeker feels outnumbered, yet the seeker possesses a courageous character. The 7 of Wands reveals an important facet of the seeker's nature. When faced with fight or flight, this seeker is going to fight. So you can tell them, I know sometimes it's hard and you want to just run the fuck away. Give up. Give in. Hi, Wildfeather. Glad you could join us. Give up the fight. Say, forget it. It's not worth the shit. I'm sick of being beat on all the time. That this is, even though I know this is what's right, sometimes we want to give up. It's not easy. But we are in the right, and we will be victorious. We just have to keep going. Hi, Bunny. Glad you could join us. Yay! There's no reason to back down. Even if it's tough. It's not easy. Just because you're in the right doesn't mean it's going to be a cinch to be victorious. But if we're pulling this card, it's for a reason. It's because we're on the right track. We are defending the correct path. I think we should do a Northeast YouTube Tarot get-together. I think that's a great idea, Wildfeather. I love that idea. Because all of us are kind of awake at the same time. I always feel bad when I'm not around for somebody else's. So, in closing, if this card is in a past position, the seeker loses his place. In the past position, then the seeker has already won the fight. It already happened, and you won. If it's in the present position, a great deal of fighting and defiance defines the current situation. And if it's in the future, then the seeker will need to show great resistance soon. The card is also a warning not to let others back the seeker into a corner. So if it doesn't happen again, you need to tell them, be prepared. It's time to get your shit together, know what you're fighting about, and be ready to debate and fight your stance the correct way, because it's coming. Don't delay and wait until the last possible minute to fight. The seeker must stand his or her ground now. So Benebell's comparison is in the Fool card. The figure is depicted with his chin in the air, walking towards the edge of the cliff of his own accord. Whew. Here in the Seven of Wands, the figure is forced towards the edge of a cliff, pushed there by others. In neither of the cards do the figures depicted seem to be cognizant of the cliff that they are headed for. In the Fool card, that's a problem, because you're not seeing what's, right in front of your face. In this card, they're saying, yeah, you feel like you're backed into a corner, like you're hanging on the edge of a cliff, but you're not going over. It's okay. You're going to win this fight. You are in the right. You can stand up and confidently and proudly say, I am standing my ground. We are doing this thing because this is what's right. So keep in mind, it's a good thing to say, if you're going into a jury, that perhaps you need to be the jury spokesman. If you're going into a committee, you need to step up and loudly proclaim that perhaps you should be the head of this. This is your time to stand up for what you believe in, to stand up for something that you know to be right. So, as always, I kind of picked out some cards from some of my decks that I think depict this very well. So the first one I'm going to show you is from the Magical Forest, Tarot of the Magical Forest. And here we have the little froggy here. And again, he's kind of backed up off the edge here. He is being challenged, but as little as this little froggy seems, he is also knowing he's in the right and ready to stand up and shout, I'm victorious, damn it. I'm in the right. You cannot scare me, even if I am a little froggy. Another one, I love the Everyday Witch Tarot. Again, here's a witch. And what I find very interesting, and maybe it's just because of where I am, I know I love the Magical Forest one, is that the opposing force in this case all seem to have magical wands against another witch. And someday I'd love to have a talk about why in this magical community of ours do we feel it necessary sometimes to stand up against someone who has many of the same beliefs that we do. It pisses me off. It really pisses me off. I have to say that in my area in Rochester, the pagan community has been very fractured, and it happened quite a long time ago. And people still, though, have kind of two factions, which is why I don't have a running... I'm back again. Sorry. I hate that this has stopped in the middle. Anyways, the people in the Rochester area, the pagan factions seem to have split apart. And apparently, at some point when I was not around, either when I was in Florida or North Carolina or something, some of the factions got into a huge issue with each other over belief systems. Over one pagan sector saying, we can't stand up for that kind of belief. We can only do this kind of belief. And, I know not all of you are pagans, which is fine. But hopefully you're reading the tarot because you're a spiritually open person. And part of the reason I became a pagan is because I didn't want to judge other people. And I didn't want to hear anybody judging my shit. So it just ticks me off. So fractured, no one even responds to email inquiries. See, Grun, I'm so sorry. It's awful. We have not had a Pagan Pride Day in like over 10 years because people are like in these different sects in our community, and it just sucks. It's ridiculous. And so much so that when I moved back here and I found out that that happened, I kind of said to the people who were around me, why don't we just start our own then? Why don't we just do Pagan Pride and we'll start it, and anybody can be in it as long as they don't start bullshit. And literally the people who were around me were like, yeah, we can't really do that because there's certain people that will take offense and literally try to take you down because they know people in the pagan community and will make it so nobody comes to your event and stuff. They were like afraid of the people in the community. God, that pisses me off. That is why I'm solitary. Yeah, I know it. Exactly. It just pisses me off that people in our community would be like that. That's the whole point of why we are what we are. Okay, so anyway, it doesn't have anything to do with the fact that I'm a Libra and I must have justice. Now that I went off on my little rant, I'm sorry. But that's part of that card. To me, I'm like, what the hell? Why are these witches going after a fellow witch? Why don't, you know what? We can have a little bit different beliefs. Who the hell cares? As long as what you believe works for you, shut the fuck up. Anyways, now, so another one that I liked a lot. I have to try. This one came from the Triple Goddess Tarot. And, again, shows, come on, focus. There we are. Shows, God, isn't she beautiful? God, I think she's beautiful. Shows a strong woman defending. See, she's defending the little boy behind her. So you know she's in the right. And defending, standing up for what she believes to be correct. So that, to me, is a great one. Invokes those feelings of, yes, stand up for righteousness. And this is the Golden Tarot. Justice and a steady live feed. Oh, wouldn't that be great? Oh, please, please, a steady live feed. I can't believe it keeps going out. I hate it. And I'm not even on my Wi-Fi, so I feel like, what the fuck? Anyway, the Golden Tarot. Again, a young man standing his ground, and all these wands are against him, and he's like, hell yeah, I know I'm right, bitches, bring it on. I am in the right, and I'm gonna fight. So fight or flight, we know we're fighting. All right, so that was, thanks everybody for joining me. I'm sorry that I lost my notes, and I had to do a lot of it by the books. Hopefully, everything will go well, and we will be back here next Saturday to start the 8 of Wands. We're getting really close to the court cards, which I have to say kind of terrify me, because court cards, I don't know, I'm like complete idiot with court cards. I always feel like, well, it could be a person, or it could be this. My intuition just does not kick in very well with court cards. But anyways, I'll be happy to do the 8 of Wands. And I hope everyone has a great weekend. I hope tomorrow to be putting up a couple of videos. I have a couple to do. Brian's court cards drive me crazy. Yes, I'm glad I'm not the only one. I think, as a matter of fact, I'm so glad, Wildfeather. I am really enjoying it too. I think when we get to the court cards, I may bring in some other people to help us all out. Because I feel, even though Wands was my weakest study anyway, I feel like the more experts we can get in here, the better. Maybe it'll open up something that goes, ta-da, and I will finally get them good. Anyways, tomorrow, court cards read very well when you think of them situationally. Ooh, that's a good thought. We'll have to talk to you more, Bunny Kisses, about this. I am ready and willing and open to anything, really. Because every time, I read a lot at work, and they always come up. And I'm always like, well, it could be a person in your life, or it could be an aspect of yourself that, and I just never feel like I quite really hit them. Like, I've never had complaints. Everybody's always like, oh, yes, that was very good. But I still feel like, what the hell? I just don't knock it out of the park like I do other cards. So anyways, tomorrow I'm going to hopefully put up a couple of other videos. I have to do Brian Cormac Carr's tag still. And I have to catch up on, I hate reading them for myself. Me too. I'm always like, is that me? I I don't think of me like that. So hopefully, though, you all are having a great weekend, and I know I'm really enjoying mine just to be able to relax and so everyone have a great weekend. Be blessed. Love each other. Let's get along in this community. That's one thing. I just love my YouTube community. Maybe it's because, thank you, Mary. I'm glad you spoke up. It's good to have you here. One of the reasons I like our YouTube family so much is because we are good to each other. So thank you for being good to me and to everyone in our little community here. I just love it. So blessings, guys. Love you.